Hello, this is Mrs. Foy, and today we're going to learn about bar graphs. And at the end of this lesson, you should be able to represent data on a bar graph, describe the type of data that bar graphs are used for, and be able to read a bar graph and interpret the data on it. So we'll start off with key features of a bar graph. And the first one here at the very top is where you would write the title of the graph. So this one is about school supplies that students use in some class. And then notice you've got a horizontal axis here and a vertical axis here. And you use one axis for categories of data. So here we have categories of school supplies on the horizontal axis, pencil, they say scale, they mean ruler, pen, sharpener, and eraser. And then the other axis is for numbers. And in this one, the numbers are increasing by 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on. And the bars can be different colors. And so we can see that 8 students have a pencil and 3 students have a scale or a ruler, and so on. And so how to create a bar graph? Here's an example, students in a class and how they travel to school. And so the students travel by bus, another one by car, bike, walking, another student by car, and so on. There are 4 categories: bus, car, bike, and walk. And so putting these into a frequency table with them hashtags, or the tally marks, with the tally marks, you've got 4 students traveled by bus, and that's put on this bar graph here. The title is How We Got to School Today. The categories are bus, car, bike, and walk, and the numbers increase by ones here, so we can read the graph. 4 students traveled by bus, 7 by car, 2 biked, and 6 walked. And the bars are kept separate. They're not stacked next to each other. There's a space in between the bars. And in this graph, the bars are different colors. So bar graphs are commonly used for categories of data. So for example, types of movies, and you can see on this graph, the title is favorite type of movie, and the categories include comedy, action movies, romance movies, dramas, and science fiction. And here we can see the number of people for which each of these is a favorite. So the most popular one is romance, and 6 people liked that one the best, would be something you could read from this bar graph. Another example of categories is birth months of students in a class or in a school. And the title is Birthday of Students by Month. And we have categories on the horizontal axis, and the categories are months of the year. And here you can see the scale goes up by 2s, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. And so sometimes the bar is in the middle of between 2 lines. So here for January, for example, we can read that that's 3, halfway is between 2 and 4. And looking at August, here it's halfway between 0 and 2, so this is 1. Bar graphs can be vertical or horizontal. So all of the ones we've seen so far have had vertical bars. This is one where people were asked what they think the nicest fruit is. And this is it arranged the other way around with the bars going horizontally, but it's essentially the same graph. And here's another example of horizontal bars. Average time people spend on smartphones each day. And you can see in this one, the number is inside in the top of the bar. And you don't usually have to do that. You don't have to do that. And you've got a space between each bar. As you do in the previous graphs, there's always a space between the bars in bar graphs. Something I want to point out is the numbers in a bar graph. Here it looks like they're going 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. But if you read the label on the axis, these are numbers in millions. So it's 1 million, 2 million, 3 million.